So, Jamie, 2-2 draw with Hereford Lads Club last Saturday. What did you make of the game?
I'd just say that it's probably it was what it was. It was the two teams in the worst form in the league going at it, to be honest. We started pretty well and scored a good goal. Then we probably should have had a penalty. And could have been, obviously on the back of that, could have been 2-0 up, but they went up the other end and scored a good goal. And then probably after that they were probably on top for the rest of the half, and we couldn't really get out. They strung it around quite well, and we didn't really adapt to their shape. At half time we came in and we changed a few things, and it was a very even second half, and I think they went ahead, and then Owen scored a really good goal to get us back on level terms. And we pushed and we couldn't really couldn't get that winner. That would have given us a little bit of hope of escaping the trapdoor. But yeah, all in all, in our form, a point is positive, but nowhere near what we needed and way too late.
You mentioned Owen scoring again there, which is fantastic for him. Is it a bit concerning that our midfielder is going to end up as our top goal scorer?
Yeah, very concerning. Starting with Owen, I think he's been, for one of the lads who's come up the leagues with us. He's been unreal. His work rate is second to none. You cannot fault any of it, and it just goes to show, probably finishing as our leading goal scorer from the second half of the season since we took over is only credit to him. And maybe a slight discredit to the forward players, but it kind of is what it is. I think we suffered massively from Scott Baker getting injured early on. I think if he had stayed fit and played that big bunch of games where we were playing a lot of sides around us, I think we'd have had a real good chance of staying up. I think we would have done it. It's just unfortunate. I could go through a list of 100 things that have gone against us or not for us, but there's no point now. At the end of the day, we weren't good enough, and that was a massive blow to us, and we never really got the people in front in the positions and on the end of things as much as we liked, and that's proof in the pudding that Owen, probably one of our more defensive minded midfielders, has finished on top of the pile in terms of goal scoring.
So up next we have Brimscombe for our final game of the season. How are you preparing for that?
To be honest, not very much. It's a completely different preparation than what we've done over the last 5-6 months. Because nowadays, unless we win 50-0 or whatever, I don't think there's nothing on the game. We're not coming to training. We're just, I think for us as a group and as management and stuff, we just have to just go and enjoy the game. Just go and enjoy the game. There's no pressure now, and hopefully, I pray that we can just give the supporters 3 points to finish off on.
And of course, the writing's on the wall. We have been relegated as the table stands. What's the reaction been from the players to that news?
To be honest, I don't really know. I don't really know how they feel collectively. Obviously, I speak to them regularly, but I'd say some of them care immensely. And that proves in the way they conduct themselves, in the way they play. And some of them I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if they care and it hurts enough as much as it hurts me, you, the people who watch, and that just goes to show as a group we haven't been good enough, and as horrible as it is to say, because as a group that we, although I've had to put it together very quickly, I don't think overall we probably did care enough, and that is why we've ended up going down. There's been lots of waffle and talk about voluntary relegations and people applying to go down, which could save our neck. But to be honest, I honestly don't care. Not having any of it. The club as a whole, not the people who have taken on the club recently, but the club as a whole, how it's conducted itself over the previous years. I think it it deserves it now. But on the flip side of that, I think it's a good thing to rebuild, possibly in a lower division.
You touched on it there with the management team. How are they feeling following the result of the weekend?
Yeah, we're absolutely gutted, to be honest. Obviously, we came in and we knew it was going to be painful. We knew it was going to be painful. There's no getting away from that. All these interviews and stuff, I tried to mask over the fact that we've had problems internally in terms of getting the squad together, getting the quality on the pitch to get us over the line in certain games. And I don't think we could have done much more. There's lots of things where we say, we could have done that a bit different. We could have done this a bit different. But that's always the nature of it when things aren't going your way. But yeah, I think as a collective, we are good. We've been together nearly 2 years now, and we've always stuck together. And I think that it's been really painful, especially since Saturday, since it kind of the reality set in. And for me especially, it's been a tough couple of days. But yeah, you can't kind of mask over the fact that it's not something we ever envisaged ourselves being associated with, but it kind of is what it is now, and we have to accept it, and it's our responsibility, being the management, and mine as well, and that is where we are now.
With relegation happening, can we expect to see a few faces leave the club?
Yeah. That's just a matter of fact. I think our preparation goes, I think firstly I have to take some time to prepare myself. I think over the last, obviously the 5-6 months that we've done it, especially over the last month or two, it's been quite, I think I've breached my probably mental capacity a few times, and that's not, it's kind of understandable, but not something that I envisaged would happen. So I've just got to take a breather for a little bit of time, for a short amount of time before we go again. But yeah, on the pitch, that's obviously that this is going to go out before Saturday and people are going to see it. But I think we need lots. I think we need 8-9 new lads to come into the squad to galvanise it, regardless of what division we're in, and that'll be the target. And we drew up that list weeks ago, and that's where it'll be. It's that's no disrespect to some of the lads who are here now. It's just the way it has to be. We got to stop the rot. We came in because there was a massive rot. We couldn't stop the rot, and we've extended the rot, and now hopefully, given a bit of time to prepare, we should be able to turn it around.
Of course, you mentioned you're going to have some time out, which is understandable. Have you even considered the sort of plans for next season?
In terms of plans, no, I don't think there's too much to consider, really. Obviously, you just got to kind of plan pre-season, think about your targets in terms of playing squad, and then we've got to sit down with the powers that be in plan. Obviously, things like work that needs to be done on the ground in terms of the pitch, and things like that. No disrespect, but we probably, from what I've seen, apart from probably the first game we played at Tuffley, probably got the worst pitch in the league, and that's things that need to be worked on. Obviously, there's always talk of kind of player budgets and stuff like that, but the proof's in the pudding. You can't just, like this club have done for years, you just can't throw every penny you have at the player budget, because it just doesn't work, regardless of what, I don't know, the likes of Corsham or Cribbs have done. They've got the infrastructure to back it up. They've got lovely pitches. They're always working on the ground. If you went to Westbury 10 years ago, it went there today, you'd think it's a different place. But if you came here 10 years ago and came back here today, you'd probably think, Christ, it's like deja vu. But that's where the club need to change, and I think Steve, the chairman, and Tim, I think they're committed to that. But yeah, that's obviously been a long-standing problem, but one we'd like to fix, and hopefully starting yesterday.
Can these supporters expect to still see you next season?
I'd hope so. Yeah, I'd hope so. I've got, like I said to you, I've got to take some time for myself now, because it's been tough. It's been really tough, and like I said to you before, I knew it was going to be very, very painful. But at the time we got offered a job, I kind of begged for them to put someone in till the end of the season so that we could kind of finish our job at Trowbridge. That couldn't be the case, so I've ended up being the guy who's taken on the pain, and to be honest, I've got to take a little bit of time to kind of reignite the fire that's slightly been extinguished a little bit.
Talking of the supporters, do you have a message to the supporters as we approach the final game of the season?
Yeah, as always, thank you very much. Thank you. That like I said before, the support's been unwavering. There's been kind of no limit to it, and to be honest, it's just got better. It's just got better and better, and I can only apologise for our position in the league, because regardless of the circumstances or any excuse I can give, I still believe we should and could have done a lot better, and we should have accumulated enough points to stay in the league, and we haven't done that. So that's completely our responsibility. But regardless of that, the support's been so good, so good, and I can't thank each and every one of them enough. It's been, like I said, for me, like after every game, the bar's unreal. Especially now, Steve and Tim have done great work moving back into the main hall. It looks like a proper football club, and after every game, it's absolutely rammed. And that's the bread and butter of any football club, to be honest. And I've played for a lot of football clubs in my time, believe it or not, but I was only here a short amount of time many years ago. I was too young to kind of take notice of all the little things. I was just playing football as a young lad, but yeah, the people involved here are at the top of anything around here. It's just, the sport's just class, and all the people, all the volunteers off the pitch, they are just unreal, selfless, and just, like I said, class. And I thank them from all the players, all the management, for sticking by us, and I hope, regardless of whatever happens, they have something to scream and cry about, hopefully Saturday and then going on next season, wherever that may be, whoever that may be with.
Thank you very much, Jamie.
Top man.